Now let's talk about how to name the second flavor of acids we talk about in this course, which is oxyacids or ternary acids. Ternary acids, because in ternary acids you have three different kinds of elements. Oxyacids, because in those ternary acids you primarily have oxygen. So I think out of the two kinds of acids, binary and ternary acids, naming those are a little bit trickier because once you identify that you have a ternary or oxyacid, the fact that it has a hydrogen, oxygen, and some other nonmetal, and AQ, once you identify it's a ternary or oxyacid, you need to know the name. Let me get my clicker here. You need to know the name of the polyatomic that the hydrogen is attached to. And you need to know the name of that polyatomic because the ending name of that polyatomic anion will dictate the ending name of the corresponding acid. What does all that mean? Let's say I give you H2SO3 aqueous and ask you to name it. Recognize it's a ternary or oxyacid. You'd look next to the hydrogen and you would see it is attached to a polyatomic anion, SO3 negative 2. The name of that polyatomic ion from the chart of polyatomic ions you had to memorize, hopefully you have by now, but that is sulfite. That is sulfite. Since the name of that polyatomic sulfite ends in "ite," the little rule is that the ites, when named in an acid, the ending becomes "us" acid. So the name of this acid is sulfur us acid. Us because the polyatomic ended in "ite." You will note there's no hydro at the beginning of these acids. Hydro is used for just binary acids. There's no hydro. So species that are oxyacids that have a polyatomic that ends in "ite," the ending of that is us acid. If you have a ternary acid and the polyatomic ends in "ate," those acids end in "ic" acid. So sulfuric acid. Same stem, but the ending is different. And then you would use the similar rules for these other examples. BRO negative is hypobromite. So the acid is, you still use the stem here, hypobrom us because of the ending of the "ite," and so on and so forth. So you should feel comfortable being able to identify and being able to name not only binary acids, but ternary, also called oxyacids. There's one more video to go. We're going to talk a little bit about hydrates. I know they're not on your basic inorganic nomenclature flowchart that I gave you, but they are mentioned in your MindTap homework. So I've got one slide on those, and that will be the last video of this chapter.